What's up, everybody? My name is Kiefer, and welcome to the Forgotten City. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this game. I know that it was initially made as a Skyrim mod, a very large Skyrim mod, and in 2021, so a couple years ago, it was released as a standalone game. And that's about the extent of what I know about it. I've seen some like clips and stuff and it looks interesting. But let's get into it. Oh yeah, I was gonna say this. I'm pretty sure this is mostly a story game. I'm not really expecting any action or combat sequences. There might be, like I said, I don't actually know, but I'm not expecting there to be. From everything that I've seen, it seems like a very story-driven game, despite being built in Skyrim.
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID. A phone, maybe? I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
I guess we'll do mail. Oh, I didn't actually really mean to. Oh, I can go back. I was trying to look at the options. Yeah, actually, that's... Alright.
It's nice to meet you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Well, I didn't know I was floating down the river, so... I was on the run from the law. 25% faster when sprinting. Occasional insights into the ancient world. Military issued firearm, but only 10 bullets. Your recent head trauma has increased your pain threshold, making you 50% harder to take down. Yeah, no, we're gonna go with I'm on the run from the law.
You know what?
I want that speed boost.
I don't think I want to know.
Can I rob her just off rip?
Oh, come on. In your state, I could drop you on your butt and drag you right back into that river if I wanted to.
Bet,
Look,
let's go.
You've just been through a trauma, so I'm gonna forget you said that. But you owe me, and I need a favor. There are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him. If you can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
Mind if I ask some questions first?
Of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know?
What's your license and registration, please? Let's
really
ask where
don't
we
remember?
are.
We're in Italy.
Alright, the
This river
Tiber.
is the Tiber.
What's your story?
There's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? Oh,
You're not even gonna
I'd
tell me
rather
your
not say if
name?
it's all the same to you.
Yeah, I don't care that
Look,
much.
If you really want to know all the tragic details, perhaps I can fill you in after you find Al?
Tell me, who is
He's
Al?
the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
As this conversation continues, I'm beginning to trust you less and less. So you're telling me That there are three of us here. You're the only one who seems to know where we are, what's going on. The other one of the three of us is missing, and I have no memory of anything. You look very suspicious, man. What can you tell me about the ruins?
Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts. Al...
It really sounds like you're trying to bait me into a trap.
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me.
Alright, that's all my questions.
So you're ready to go look for Al?
I guess so.
Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Nice, a flashlight. Alright. Let's head out and look for Al. Enter the ruins. Quid pro quo. Search for clues about Al's whereabouts. Alright. Yeah, I know. Honestly, this looks pretty cool in here. The conversation was a little bit rough, but this looks pretty good. I always like big caves. Set pieces always look good when they're large caves like this. I don't know why. Al's note.
It means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten, all knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain, for this shall be their final resting place." Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation. Or a warning. Al Worth.
Well, I have a feeling the answer to both of those questions was yes. Well, we're falling. I guess we don't get to read the plaque. I had time to react, I just decided not to. This place looks really cool. Alright, a little less cool. A Latin plaque which, given its position, seems important. If only I could read Latin. Relatable. Why are you over here? Are you guys gonna come to life or something? Why are you not on this podium? How did you get up to pray? And why is he golden? So are these real people or are they statues? If they're real people, why is it gold? This place looks really cool, though. Can you quit whispering to me, please? I'd greatly appreciate that. Damn. See, giant caves just look so cool. F5 and F9, okay. I don't know what you're looking at, buddy, but it's not there now. Was there like a volcano eruption or something? But that doesn't explain why they're gold. Oh? A golden statue of an old man wearing modern clothing. This must be Al, but how is that possible? What? Is fucking King Midas down here? Like, what the fuck? Oh, there we
Whoever
go.
reads this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back. And here there are only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past. I made the mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the beginning. Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now and find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
Well, we totally gotta go through the portal. But also, what was he saying about he's been here for ages or something? Hasn't it been like an hour? So were you a person, like, recently? But you're a Roman. You're Roman. That's fascinating. Well, I'm already intrigued. Because I have no idea what is going on. Well, you don't look scared. Oh, I guess you're begging for mercy. Can I go down here? I cannot. There's an invisible wall. Oh, is this the portal? The remains of a human. Whoever it was died a long, long time ago. Well, that's interesting because we haven't seen any other bodies. Well, we have, but we haven't seen any other remains. They've all been turned to gold. I can't take it with me. Alright, are you what's whispering to me? Damn. Some interstellar type shit. How are we not under... Aren't we underground? Where's the light coming from? You don't seem to be a statue anymore. Hello?
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Yeah, are you speaking
what?
English?
I'm speaking Latin. You are too, although your accent's a little strange.
Interesting.
Oh, I see what you did there. Changing the subject like that. Nice try. But I'll ask again. Who are you, and what were you doing in the shrine?
Why are you asking so much?
Yeah, you know, agricultural goddess of springtime? You're not from around here, are you? And you've just done it again. You're a sly one, aren't you? One more time. Who are you, and what were you doing in that shrine?
Well, let's see what he says.
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, you know, not right in the head? That's all right, friend. Everyone's welcome. But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
I have a feeling we might not get along just fine then.
Not laws.
Just saying.
Law. There's just one, the golden rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, you coming?
Let's go.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the
Hi,
magistrate.
Aurelia.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
She just called me handsome. How is she busy?
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her if I were you. She's, it's not my place to say. Down on your
Goodbye,
right is
Aurelia.
our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat. Huh. That one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, you know, I don't know what happened to her. Up here on your right is the chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing.
Damn.
Just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been
This
able to
place
make
looks
and
crazy
scrounge up
lit
since.
up, too.
And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live. So don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius. I was just taking our new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
Well, you're kind of a dickhead.
But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
Shut
I
up,
said
bitch.
it'll
I'll
take
beat
some
your
getting
ass.
used to.
Yeah.
Horatius.
Farm boy. Greetings, citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally. Follow me, please.
Sounds good.
Follow me.
We'll be compliant for
The
now.
thing you really need to understand right now is the golden rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and Whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9. Didn't matter whether they'd done anything wrong.
Whatever are you wearing?
One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation.
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Well, fuck you too.
Is exactly 10 times worse.
I trust you can see yourself out.
Who's up these stairs?
Has he been talking this whole time?
What now? All right.
Ugh, this place has become a thoroughfare.
So was I supposed to just go upstairs? I missed everything he just said. Yes, I think so. Let's just look out here real quick. See what's around. I really like the architecture. This place looks super cool. Alright, are you the guy I need to talk to? Yes, you're the magistrate.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name?
I
A
am
curious
Kiefer.
name to match a curious accent. But I digress. Something about your demeanor gives me the urge to caution you against doing anything, shall we say, unlawful while you're here. Is that understood?
Absolutely not.
Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds.
It is actually like super cool. No, it's super sick here.
More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise.
So
And
did
in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
I can't say that I
Nor could
have.
I, until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see,
I
the
see.
builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold.
And that's okay.
We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I
So
grow
when you
more and
die,
more
you just
afraid
turn to gold.
that
That's
our
why
time
everybody's
in the sun
gold. So
is
all of those
fading
statues
up.
probably died in
And
completely
now it
different
seems that
ways
day
then.
is finally
That's
here.
why Al was
All
gold,
that
just
matters
because
is
he
that somebody
died.
in this city is about
That
to
made
break
him
the
gold.
Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away. An intelligent question.
Alright.
There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide. As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
Alright, hold on. We're gonna kill the VTuber, I think, because my computer is just not able to handle this. No, that's not what I want. Alright. I'm gonna go with this.
Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers.
Yeah, but this isn't
poets,
Rome, bro. You
artists,
said this is
and
22
engineers.
random people.
We have
I'm from the
comprehensive
future.
laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified
This isn't
countless
even
warring
Rome.
Tribes all across
You
the
might be
Mediterranean
from
and
Rome.
beyond.
That doesn't make
Galilee
this
to Judea.
Rome.
All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate.
So this
Our
isn't
laws forbid
Rome.
treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric.
Well, you named yourself after a civilization that is incredibly barbaric. No, none of this is true. Well, actually,
Of course. What
Yeah.
else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well.
just don't take prisoners of war.
You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year?
Yeah, no, that's pretty
It's hard
based.
to blame the people for
That
being
one's pretty
angry
based.
about that.
Alright.
I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still
I
those
still
here who
disagree with you
resist,
calling yourself
whispering
Rome.
blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you.
Yeah, why do I know
You
Latin?
couldn't speak Latin before you arrived here. How strange. But the gods are active here, and their temples and shrines hum with power like nowhere else in the Empire.
Well, that seems to be
Perhaps
true.
when
I
Proserpina
can't argue
brought
with
you
that
here,
one.
She planted the seed of Latin in your mind so that you could better serve her.
Awesome.
Indeed. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you? 2,000 years? That is unfathomable.
I'm just sick
Tell me,
like that.
in your time, what did you see? What had become of us? Of this city?
Who beat you guys? Was it the... Oh, of this... Literally this city? Yeah.
I have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it's still breaks my
Well,
heart
I think
is
it's
the truth.
realistically an inevitability, especially when you don't have, like, when you don't know for certain what it is that counts as a sin.
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or
I don't
food,
think a
or in some
sacrifice is
cases, a
involved
live
with.
animal.
Well, I guess
In
if you're counting
this
the
case,
food.
the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future?
I mean, to be fair, oh,
I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you?
I mean, can I change the future?
Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well,
Why
I
can't
believe
you
you're in the best
investigate?
position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal.
That's pretty fair.
As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
Do you have any
Do you ever
suspects?
stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better.
I mean, you seem like a pretty smart guy. Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I guess, will you help me get back?
If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the golden rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense?
Not particularly, but okay.
Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Sounds like a plan.
Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it will win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately.
Alright.
Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
I'll see what I can do. Alright, so we gotta figure out who it is that's gonna break the
Oh,
golden
don't mind
rule.
me. I just live here.
I already talked to you. You were a bitch.
Oh, look, you're back. How lucky for me.
Do you want my
What is it
attention or
now?
not? Why are you talking to me? What's your
I'm
story?
Sentia,
Come on.
eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced.
Yeah, so why are you talking to me? You're
What
you're
are
the
you
one who
doing in
came to
here?
talk to me.
Why are you dressed like that?
Why are you dressed like that?
Really? I'd never have noticed, what with your flawless accent, appropriate attire, and impressive mastery of our customs.
God, you're
Now,
a
remind
drag.
me, why are we having this conversation?
But you were talking to me, you dumb bitch.
I trust you can see yourself out.
You're a rat. Can I trip you? Can I trip her? Let me trip her as she walks away.
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
Yeah, you're a dumb bitch. Alright, so we want to go out by the forum, right? By the Apollo statue? I don't think that's Apollo. What's up here? Good question.
On your
Isn't
best
the great
behavior, I
temple
trust?
majestic?
We'll talk to you.
A new face, Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
What's your story?
Oh my.
That was a good
Look,
animation.
people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?"
Well, I think that's a limitation of your coding. I didn't have too many other options.
The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
I was about to say, I'll go find a way to break the golden rule right now. I'll end all of you. I have plot armor. You don't.
You know, I'm not
How'd you
entirely
end up
sure.
here?
But what about you? How did you end up here?
I woke up on a river and then, yeah, walked through a portal.
I wonder if... No. I apologize. I don't mean to be cryptic. It's just that you've got me thinking. Have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too?
No, I actually came and spoke to the High Priestess
Go around
first.
and ask them what they remember, and see if you notice any patterns.
That's helpful, though.
Good.
I'll pass.
Thank you. But please be careful. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
What happened to her?
Until a few weeks ago, she was a perfectly productive member of our little community, darning clothes and cutting hair. She was always so chatty, always seeking out newcomers and asking them where they were from and how they wound up here. And then, about a month ago, she suddenly changed. She withdrew, stopped working and became despondent, started muttering to herself. Galerius and I visited her to see how we could help. But she just looked at us with this haunted stare, called us bloodless shadows, and told us we were ignorant of some pattern. Look, it could be unrelated. Perhaps she simply fell ill. Or, as Galerius suggested, the weight of the Golden Rule was too much for her. But there is a small chance that she learned something, saw a pattern nobody else saw, and that it broke her. I just don't want to see that happen to you. So be careful, will you?
I'll be careful.
Now, go and follow the thread of truth through this labyrinth, and come back to me if you discover any patterns.
Sounds good.
Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Let's talk to Horatius.
What now?
What's your
I'm a
story?
legionary of the First Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say.
Yeah, she kind
Yeah,
of
but-
sucks.
And making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
How'd you end
I'm
up
from
here?
Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl and pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum fugitive tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But, I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
Yeah, the river is clearly
Don't be.
clearly
Seneca the
magical
Younger
in
said,
some
difficulty
capacity.
strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit. He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation.
Honestly, I'm not even looking to leave that much. I just want to see what you'll say. I kind of like it here.
Seneca the Younger, if you're interested.
There's only one person that I haven't really liked.
I don't see why not.
The rest of y'all have been pretty sick.
Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
Nice.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like 100-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it.
I want to see what it says.
War crime. Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent. Good. Perhaps we'll make a legionary out of you yet. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Bro, your magistrate was trying to tell me that you guys are not barbaric. You kill 1 in every 10 men if any singular person is found to be out of line. Alright, bro.
If you like. Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately,
I mean, to be frank, I don't know who the other candidate or candidates are at this point, so I agree with you.
Shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies.
I don't know who Malleolus is, so.
The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change.
Well, mentally, that's healthy at least.
I appreciate the thought. But you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings.
All
All right?
Yeah, let's see if there... Oh, never mind. She's gone. I was going to say, let's see if we have any lines left with her. But I guess we'll talk to everybody else first. Yes, I can. Where are you? Alright. Anything in here? Nope, just a circle. Let's talk to this big dude. I like your helmet.
What were you two talking about?
Elden Ring looking ass. Who? Who? I've talked to like 6 people at this point.
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady
Ah,
little
the
chat with old
magistrate.
man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him?
Oh, are you this shithead?
The spit of a fauna career. We've lined up all the votes we need already. Mark my words, Malleolus is going to be magistrate by the end of the
Nah, you just
And
work
if
for
I
the
tell him you
shithead.
sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it?
Bro, be careful how you talk to me.
Good. Then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election. Can't hurt. The name's Domitius. You
That's
wanna
a
get to
stupid
Malleolus?
name,
Go
dumbass.
through me. Why? Because I am a gladiator.
I don't
That's
believe
why.
you. You look like a brick.
When Malleolus wins the election, yeah, this place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
You know, everybody keeps assuming that I'm asking that because I
I
want to
think it's
leave.
gone on
I'm
long
just
enough,
curious if
and
you know.
Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected. He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see. Old man Sentius got you already, did he? Well, I'm not talking to people in his faction. Confatuare.
No, I shouldn't have said that.
What's in Coolio mio?
He's not going to talk to me now, damn. That's the magistrate. Well, that sounds inconvenient. It's back here. Alright. It's back here. Oh, you're Livia.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
I mean, this half of the sentence makes sense. That makes kind of sense. Do you know a way out of here?
There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
That's twice now that it's kind of like implied that we have to go to hell. That's at least
The
how I
bloodless
interpret it.
shadows. This is
The
their
bloodless
punishment.
shadows. So what are the bloodless shadows? Angels? Demons? Something like that, I'd imagine?
You think you wish to know.
No, I
but
really
you
don't, honestly.
Do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Although that was a strangely
The
coherent
newly
sentence.
arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
All right,
Cerberus
well.
lifts his dribble head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you?
There you are.
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to
I've been
visit.
trying to find you.
I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued.
Well, at least you
There's
appreciate
something
my value.
dangerous about you, like a prowling manticore. Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't you think?
No.
I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget
Well,
about
fuck
that
you
happened,
too.
so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
Well, I don't like you
let
now.
it go. Nothing's going to happen between us. All right. See ya.
Alright, so clearly we're gonna have to do multiple playthroughs because I've bricked 2 conversation lines now.
You stay away from my money.
Fuck you. Seems like this is gonna take multiple playthroughs to not mess everything up, but we're not gonna
love
save
your
Scum.
clothes.
We will save though.
Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns.
Why are you both talking at the same time? I'm trying to explore. Who are you? Who are you whispering to me? Alright, well that seems like all that's over here. Let's go find some more people. We'll talk to 1 or 2 more people before we wrap up this episode. Let's come up here.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going
Nothing.
to die
That's
anytime
it.
soon, Dooley.
You're gone.
My mother told me
Poof.
when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever?
I don't think so. I think you have to be
Tartarus?
heroic to go to
something
Elysium.
like that.
Not
But
just
if
be
I die
good.
and go
You
to
have to be more
Tartarus,
than good.
Because they say I've been bad.
I'm not going to let that
I
happen.
also think you have to be like an incredibly awful person to go to Tartarus. Why are you locked up in here?
Now,
What the
I
fuck?
have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
All right, Galerius. See you then.
We're gonna talk to you. Hello
It's you
there.
again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Tell me your story.
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't
Let's
mind
hear
telling
it.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. that was my first encounter with the Legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle.
Damn.
But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. Never seen anything like it.
I've noticed a
Human
pattern.
beings acting like
It's the
I
river.
got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again.
A stranger dragged you out of a river.
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans.
That was me, not you,
Or
sorry.
so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes.
So that last bit he said there was really interesting. I think it was Solar Sands who made a video about this, but made a video about like the concept of hell and how like that's the point of like telling people about hell, is to create a punishment that's so bad that it's not worth the possibility of it existing. Like it's better to be wrong and behave in a way that won't land you in eternal damnation than to make the assumption that the eternal damnation is false and run the risk of spending an eternity suffering. And that's like kind of what it sounds like the magistrate used that same kind of idea to manipulate this guy. But also, I stand by what I said at the beginning of the game. Rome is not this holier than thou fucking civilization. No, I like this guy.
I knew I liked you.
So I changed everything that I said so far this game. Galerius
Anyway,
is the
that's
sole
enough of me
person that
rambling.
I've
Was there
met
something
so
else
far
you
that I
wanted to
like.
talk about?
Actually, I don't mind that priestess woman. She was pretty nice. What would you
Much
say?
as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
What do you think about the golden
I don't
rule?
give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know?
The voice acting in this game is also really good.
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much.
I kind of agree. They both suck.
Bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
I'd vote for you, Galerius.
All right. See you around.
I'm gonna talk to the dude in the cage.
Hello? Hello?
You just said that, bro.
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up.
You said you thought you were gonna be sent to Tartarus after you died. What the fuck did you do?
I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure.
That seems like a overreaction.
Yes. But I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once. But I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy. Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
So that's interesting though, so the golden rule doesn't consider forcing this guy to spend the rest of his life in a cage to be a violation of the golden rule. So it seems like it doesn't have anything to do with, well, I guess it depends on what system of morality. So is it just, how does it work? Magistrate Sentius to Dulius. I am writing to you in relation to your incorrigible antisocial behavior arising from your obsession with an alleged lost treasure. While I am sympathetic to your plight and the passing of your guardian Hannibal some weeks ago, I wish to impress upon you an important message. The treasure you seek does not exist. Given your memory limitations, it seems likely you simply misremembered. More importantly, since you have on several occasions been caught trespassing, including around the cisterns which are strictly off limits to all citizens, I have reluctantly come to the conclusion that you are a liability to this community and must have your freedom limited lest you break the golden rule. It is my hope that this letter will assist you to remember why you were incarcerated should you experience further lapses in memory. See, so that's what I mean. It's the golden rule is clearly not based on morality then. Because I don't think it really, unless if you're looking at it from a utilitarian perspective, I guess. Because if he struggles with... Shut up. Because if he struggles with memory issues, then he is more liable to do something immoral, which would put everybody else at risk. So by a utilitarian perspective, it's not immoral to keep him in here. But that's interesting. I wonder how the golden rule works. Let's take this.
What does it say? My treasure.
There's no
My
treasure.
friend Hannibal used to look after me. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. And Ek, the priestess lady.
Hey, those are only two people that I've liked so far.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
Interesting.
Valerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what.
Well, I don't like the other dude
What
either.
about the rules? I don't want everyone to get in trouble because I was bad. Like Galerius. He's nice. I like Galerius.
Oh, that'd be pretty
He
sick.
made me a doll and everything.
If we could get
If you
Galerius
help make
elected.
him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure.
Interesting.
Hannibal said it was in the
That's actually
cisterns.
really interesting.
I can't remember what it was.
I didn't think that
just
would be an option.
It was way up high and very precious.
I don't think you're... Well, actually, let's
My
talk
friend
about your
Hannibal
treasure.
used to look after me.
Oh, no. This is the
He
same
said
thing.
he gave- oh, no.
Alright.
Bye-bye.
Well. This has all been super interesting so far. Oh, okay.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths.
I guess we're not
Nasty
finished yet.
sort, with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon.
Ooh, I wonder if I can steal his weapon.
Or he's gonna break the golden rule. Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over. What? We don't have time for this. I have to go. Ugh. The shrine is collapsing.
Well, that's unfortunate. I told her to not go in there.
Fabia, no! Oh God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl!
Interesting. So the Whisper was trying to help. We'll talk to you while you're here.
I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. She walked into that empty shrine, and the next moment she is lying dead under a pile of rubble. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter to me. I'm sorry, friend. It's not right for me to lay my burden upon you.
I mean, I talked to you, but that's okay, honestly. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. I've really enjoyed this game so far. We'll probably end up doing multiple playthroughs too because, like I said, it seems like we've bricked 2 conversations already. And it seems like there are multiple endings to the game as well. So, I think it said there were 3 endings, so we'll probably do all 3 endings at some point. But I really like the game. I really like this music so far. I really like all the voice acting. All the voice actors have been really good. All the level design, the architecture looks super cool. The facial animation isn't even that bad. Like, honestly, the first woman was a little bit rough, but I think it was mostly just her hair, because a lot of the characters here have looked a lot better. But
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow. Why? You know.
all right, well,
Why? How am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
like I said, thank you everybody so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more. Subscribe to the main channel for the guides and scripted, more informative content. And I will see you next time.